Hello everyone, we are Group 10 and today we'll be discussing about growth strategy and capacity expansion frameworks. Next slide. For any given company to grow its business, it can adopt any of these strategies individually or in any combination. A company can grow either by expanding its capacity or increasing revenue or by reducing its operational cost. To dig a little deeper into each of these techniques, a company could expand its capacity either inorganically, which is by acquisition or mergers, or organically by expanding its offerings. A company can increase its revenue either by staying into the same business and increase per customer sale, increase product price, etc., or by changing its business by targeting new customer, entering the other markets, etc. Lastly, a company can grow by reducing its variable or fixed or both the cost together. Next slide. Let us deep dive further into various growth strategies a company can follow to grow its business. A company can grow its business by staying into the existing market, by altering its product pricing or starting distribution channel or increasing customer volume, etc. Company can expand geographically by entering into domestic, rural, or global markets. There are other strategies like expanding portfolio by introducing new product line or providing additional services to the customers, or inorganic growth by acquisition of competitor, and business integration by outsourcing, etc. Next slide.
So to understand this theoretical framework in a more better way, we have taken an hypothetical example to start with the problem statement. So a problem statement here is our client is the owner of an idli cart in the New York City. His business is profitable, but he wishes to expand it and increase profitability by operating a second idli cart in the city. So would we recommend that to him? Let's see. So to understand his business in a more better way, and obviously gathering all the information needed, we got to know that there are two clusters of food carts in New York, that is uptown and downtown. So our client's cart currently is in uptown, and he works 5 days a week, that is 4 weeks per month. So the client charges a price of $5 per idli and sells no more than 50 idlis per day. On an average, one customer buys one idli per day. Prime hours of operation in the uptown are 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and in the prime operation in the downtown are 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. There are 100 customers per hour in uptown and 200 customers per hour in the downtown. Variable cost for making one idli is $1. Fixed cost for operating a new idli cart is $1,500 per month. For this case, upfront cost for getting the cart started can be ignored.
Now, let us approach this problem statement with help of a framework. So, we'll first decide on should we expand or not. First, we will look into the profitability bucket, wherein we'll further divide this into revenue and cost. Either we can increase the revenue by increasing the sales volume, or we can increase the revenue by increasing the price itself. Or another way could be we can reduce the cost by further dividing it into variable cost and fixed cost. Another bucket will be the market bucket, wherein we will be looking at the market size of the industry our client is operating in and what are the customer preferences. Along with that, we'll also look into whether there is room for gaining the new customers or not. Third bucket will be the competition. Who are the main competitors operating in that industry already, and what is the market share of the competition? Now let us take help of some calculations to come to a decision for a client. Now I'll share the Excel file. Okay, so here you can see the data for uptown and downtown. Since Chitranshi already shared with you that there's uptown and downtown, so since idli is an Indian dish, we look for the Indian customers in this market, where our client is already operating in the uptown. So there are 40% Indians there. And when it comes to downtown, there is around 50% Americans, 20% Indians in the downtown. Let's first calculate what is the monthly customers. Now, since the data has already been shared with you that our client is operating 5 days a week and 4 weeks a month, which means total of 20 days. So let's calculate the market size. Now for Uptown, there is around 100 customers per hour, out of which 40% are Indians as shown to you in the pie chart. So the timings are 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., which is around 2 hours a day. So our client is getting around 40 customers per hour in a day. So total of 80 customers in a day. And total monthly customers will be, which will be 80 customers a day. So total of 20 days are there. So there will be around 1600 customers, monthly customers in the Uptown. When it comes to Downtown, we have 200 customers per hour and we have 20% Indians in this market. So again, we are getting 40 customers per hour. Since prime timings for Downtown are 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So total of 3 hours is the operation period. And again, here we are getting a total of monthly customers around 2400. So now this is how we calculate the market size of this industry. Now let's move on to the next data. Now, after calculating the market size, we will look into the data for competitors. How many competitors are already operating in this industry? Since you can see, green circle is the indication for competitors in this Indian market. So when it comes to Uptown, and also one more important point, this green circle, they also includes our client's cart. So when it comes to Uptown, there's only one cart, only one competitor operating, which is our client itself only. But when it comes to Downtown, there is about 4 competitors already operating in this industry. Now, let's move on to the next part, wherein we will be checking what profit are we getting from Uptown as well as Downtown to make a decision whether we should expand in the Uptown or Downtown. Now, if we talk about Uptown, so there is already one cart existing for a client. And if he adds one more cart in the Uptown, so total carts will be 2. And as already shared with you, that there are around 1600 monthly customers in this Uptown. So 1600 customers will be divided evenly per cart. So we will be getting around 800 customers daily for per cart. And what will be total of monthly customers? 800 per cart, and revenue per cart will be $5. Has already been shared that variable cost for one idli is $1, revenue is around $5, and fixed cost for operating a cart is $1,500. Now, going by the calculations, we'll see. So revenue per cart is around, since there are around 800 customers we're getting per month, so 800 multiplied by $5, which is around $4,000 our revenue. When it comes to cost, there will be variable cost, which is $800 since we are serving the 800 customers per month, and our variable cost of serving one customer is also $1. So variable cost is going to be $800 and fixed cost is going to be $1,500 for operating the cart. So that is how we are going to get a profit of around $1,700 per month for operating one cart in the Uptown. Now let's calculate the Downtown. So since I already showed you that there are around 4 competitors already operating in this Downtown, so another one, if our client wants to expand in Downtown, so there will be total of 5 competitors operating in this Downtown. Then coming on to revenue projection for this. So since total monthly customers for this Downtown is around 2400, as calculation has already been shared with you. So 2400 will be divided evenly for the 5 carts. So there will be around 480 customers per cart. And again, going with the $5 per idli, so there will be total of 2400 revenue per month along with the cost, since we are serving 480 monthly customers, along with the fixed cost for operating a cart, which is again 1500. So we are going to have a profit of 420 per month. Now, it will be very clear to all of you that operating in Uptown will be much more profitable for a client rather than the Downtown. So now from here on, we will be focusing more on the Uptown. We'll leave the Downtown behind. Now we are not going to expand in the Downtown. Let's see the current situation of a client. Now our client is selling currently 50 idlis a day. Now what is the revenue? So since he is selling 50 idlis a day and there is going to be 5 working days in a week, which means 4 weeks in a month. And the price of idli is $5. So how we are going to calculate the revenue? This is going to be 50 idlis a day, which means also 20 days in a month. And also we have $5 per idli, which is going to be 5,000. And variable cost, since we are going to serve 50 customers in a day, which means total of 50 customers in a day for 20 days. So this is going to be our variable cost. Along with that, we have variable fixed cost, which is $1,500 for operating a cart. So profit per month is going to be $2,500. So this is the current situation of a client. Our client is currently earning $2,500 a month from the cart in Uptown. Now, let's see how many additional idlis should he sold to earn the profit. But before that, let's see what is the maximum profit our client is earning from the Uptown market, since we have already seen that Uptown is much more profitable as compared to downtown. Now, if customers in a day is going to be 80, since we have already seen behind that total of 1,600 customers is available to us in the Uptown market, so the revenue is going to be around 1,600 customers. Along with that, $5 revenue, which is total of revenue $8,000 a month from operating in the Uptown market. So total, there are 1,600 customers in the Uptown market. And if our client is going to capture all of them, so he is going to earn a revenue of around $8,000. Now, coming to the variable part. So variable cost is, since we have 1,600 customers in a month, so that will be our variable cost, since the cost of selling one idli is around $1 only, so $1,600. Accordingly, we have fixed cost again at $1,500, and profit per month accordingly will be $4,900. But since we know a customer is currently selling 50 idlis a day, right? So if our customer is selling 50 idlis a day, so he will have to sell around 30 idlis additional from his current volume of selling the idli. So that will be around, let's just see. So if there is around 30 idlis increase from his current volume of selling idli, now we'll just divide this with 50. So which is around 60% increase. So there is going to be around 60% increase from the current situation. Now we all can see 60% increase is not possible. It's not a realistic figure to give to our client. So let's see another way how we can help our client in expanding the capacity. So if we see, we've already seen previous that if he operates one cart in Uptown, so he is going to earn around $1,700 per month. So for operating two carts, there will be total of 3,400 revenue, which is $3,400 profit from two carts in Uptown, right? So this is going to be 3,400 per month. Now, what additional way we can suggest our client so that he can earn 3,400 profit from his existing cart only? So what he can do is maybe he can expand the number of idlis he can sell. Since he's currently selling 50 idlis a day, maybe we can increase that number. So that will be kind of realistic solution for a client. So let's just see how many more idlis, how many additional idlis our client can sold to earn a profit of around $3,400. So what we will do is we'll put this into an equation where we are assuming that X is going to be the new number of idlis which our client is going to be selling in a month. So since price is going to be around $5 per idli, and there's going to be again 20 days in a month is going to operate, and X is going to be the number of idlis is going to sell now. This is a new number. And accordingly, we'll be subtracting the cost from the revenue. So fixed cost is 1,500. And since he is going to serve around 20 customers, which is around 20 days, so we'll multiply this 20 figure with the number of new idlis is going to sell. Now, by putting this into an equation, we will get around a figure of 61.25. So you can see, so he will have to sell 62 idlis in a day. So which is around again 24% increase from his existing capacity. So I think this is a kind of realistic figure and our client can achieve this in a shorter period of time. So our final solution we can recommend to our client is that he should not open a new idli cart, but rather he should expand the capacity of the existing cart in uptown only. Because if he is going to open a new cart in uptown, another cart from his existing one, or he's going to operate in downtown, so he is going to incur $1,500 of additional cost of operating a cart, which is fixed cost. So to escape that, we'll recommend him to expand his capacity in the existing cart only. So doing this, he will avoid the added cost of maintaining a second cart. And what next steps we can recommend him is the client needs to sell an additional 12 idlis per day, which is around a 25% increase, 24 to 25% increase from the 50 idlis a day he's currently selling. And client, he should be wary of potential new competitors in the uptown since there are currently 2 open slots. Then coming to the risk, we'll also tell him what are the risks here. So since there will be more unmet demands in the future, so our client should be prepared for the long term to sell even more idlis per day. And also he should take in the response from competitors also.
Moving on to the growth strategy, we'll be looking at portfolio expansion specifically. First, we have an option of introducing some additional services like early delivery, which can be done both in-house or with the help of a third-party delivery app. Since the owner will be receiving messages through phone, and since the cart starts at 11 a.m., they can start delivering the food to the doorstep before that, because idlis are something that people prefer for having in breakfast. They can also start receiving orders online and allow people to place their orders so that they can avail services like takeout or getting a doorstep delivery through the sources that were mentioned earlier, and that the cart can also provide curbside pickup services. They can also introduce some new products like appam, dosa, since these food items are also made from the same idli batter, and can also provide with the premix batter for the people who want to have something ready to eat available at their homes. Next slide. Let's look at one of the real life examples, that is Byju's acquisition of White Hat Junior in India. So Byju's is an Indian edtech powerhouse that purchased coding for kids edtech startup White Hat Junior for $300 million in mid 2020. So White Hat Junior was present in the niche kids coding market. It is interesting to note that Byju's was trying to make an entry into the market, but was not successful for that. So White Hat Junior is the market leader in the kids coding market in India, while at the same time Byju's has been the market leader in the board school edtech in the space in India. Next slide.
Yes, so now coming on to real life example of expanding inorganically, we'll talk about the geographic perspective to the company. The first is that 2/3 of White Hat's junior students came from tier 2 and tier 3 cities in India. Coding is seen as a route to upward economic mobility in these areas, and hence White Hat Juniors programs were tremendously attractive to its audience. Byju's, most of their students and revenue come from urban centers. This acquisition, therefore, can help them make inroads into Indian hinterlands. The second is that White Hat Junior has been much more successful in the US market, where Byju's is trying to break in for quite some time. This acquisition can therefore help Byju's gain inroads into the market as well. Talking about the Byju's product channels, Byju's follow a one-to-many product channels, and its content is delivered in the form of recordings. This has helped the company become competitive through pricing and has helping them gain a strong foothold in the broad school edtech space. White Hat Junior, on the other hand, delivers content in the form of live one-to-one class names. This has been a primary reason for the company's growth in US market, where one-to-one tutoring is extremely expensive. In comparison, White Hat Junior provides a cheap alternative. That's it from our side. Thank you.